Hi, my name is Kristen. Thanks for joining me for today's yoga practice. Today's practice is going to be a 60-minute flow that really focuses on opening the heart. So why don't you go ahead and grab whatever props that you need to assist you, maybe some water. I have some blocks and a strap nearby. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. We're just going to start to settle in our breath. Soften our gaze, or maybe you close your eyes. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Paying attention to our posture here. Our spine is long. The crown of our head is reaching up towards the sky as our sit bones really root down into the ground. Keeping those shoulders wide, pulled back. As you inhale, envision every inhale as clean, vital, life force energy. And on every exhale, release any negative, stagnant energy. Release any thoughts that don't serve you for today's practice. Inhale, filling up your lungs, your belly. Exhale, releasing from your belly. Maybe we start to bring the awareness to our breath count. As you inhale through your nose, count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 6. Keep breathing and place your right hand on your heart and your left hand by your belly button. If you'd like to set an intention for today's class, now is the perfect time to do so. This breath is going to help guide you and move you through each posture. Inhaling and exhaling, making that mind-body breath connection. If at any time during today's practice you need to take a break, go ahead and come to any resting position that feels good for you. Maybe you take child's pose, maybe you just lay in Savasana, maybe you come to an easy seat. As long as you keep breathing, you're doing the work that you're meant to do. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to the top of our knees. And we're going to take one inhale through our nose and a forceful exhale through our breath, like this. Let's do that 2 more times. One more. Now we're going to inhale, raise our arms up, gaze up. Exhale, plant your right hand as your left arm stretches up and over, leaning to your right side, really getting a good stretch in that left side body. Taking 3 breaths right here in this position. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up and over, stretching into that right side body. Staying nice and long here. Pinky finger kind of stretches all the way down to that right hip. Keep your hips rooted into the mat. Try not to lift up. Okay, so really root down. Inhale one more time to each side. Taking 3 breaths, full breaths, inhales, and staying for the exhales. Keeping your left hip rooted down to the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the left. Coming back up to center. Now from here, notice your leg position. If your right leg is in front of your left, switch it. And if your left leg is in front of your right, switch that. We're going to do that breathing exercise and stretch 2 more times. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left hand up and over. Keeping your left hip rooted. Taking 3 breaths right here. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale to the left side. Really rooting down into that right hip. Inhale, arms up one more time to each side. Move at your own pace, your own breath. And then we'll all meet back in our seated position. From here, keep your right leg bent and extend your left leg out. Your left leg comes to an angle here. And you're in a seated tree position. Inhale, raise your arms up. As you exhale, turn your body so you're framing that left foot. Inhale, exhale. Go ahead and fold as far as you can. Maybe your hands come to your thighs or your calves. Maybe you can reach down to your foot, but try to keep your heart pushing through your shoulders and your back flat. Crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. Take 2 more rounds of breath right here. Now go ahead and fold into it, rounding your back, bringing your head closer to your knee. It's okay if you have a slight bend in this left leg. On your next breath, we're going to go ahead and come on up. Now from here, keep your right leg where it is and take your left leg behind you. Coming up right here, keeping your right hip grounded into your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, right hand plants, left hand comes up and over. Now start to push up right here. Beautiful job. Kind of taking a little slight back bend. And then go ahead, come back down. We're going to bring the left leg in front, and then we're going to bring our right leg in front. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold again with that flat back. Pushing your heart through your shoulders. Keeping your spine long and tall. Crown of your head is reaching forward. The gaze is slightly past your front feet. Inhale, now exhale, round into it. Let's take 1 more round of breath right here. And as you come up, bring your left foot with you. So your right foot comes out to the side a little bit. You're in this seated tree on this on your other side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, turn so your body frames your right foot. Inhale, forward fold with that flat back. It's okay if you don't fold too far. Remember, keeping that spine long and tall. Head, neck, spine are in alignment here. Inhaling and exhaling, just breathing through this. On your next breath, I want you to inhale, and on that exhale, go ahead and round your back. coming into this posture. One more breath, and we're gonna go ahead and roll up. Beautiful job. Now from here, keep that left knee bent. Bring your right foot behind you. So we're really grounding down this time with our left hip. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left hand plants, right arm up. And then go ahead and push your hips up. Taking the slight back bend, side stretch. And then let's go ahead and lower. And from here, we're going to stretch our feet out in front of us again. This time we're going to bring our hands behind us. Fingers are pointing towards our toes, sitting up tall and long. If you'd like to put blocks under your hands, you totally can. Kind of coming into this seated staff pose. And from here, we're going to lift our hips towards the sky. You can go ahead and open your throat and let your head hang back. Or if that hurts your neck, go ahead and keep your chin tucked, your gaze in front of your feet. We're in a reverse plank situation here. Inhale, and on your exhale, go ahead and sit down. Bringing the shoulders back over our hips. Any rounding in our back is gone. Inhale. On your exhale, forward fold towards your toes, keeping a flat back here. Shoulders are wrapping around your spine. Heart is pushing through the front of your body. Beautiful job. We're going to come back up. Plant your hands. We're taking that reverse plank again. So fingers are pointing towards our toes. Heels ground down. Point your toes. Start to lift your hips up towards the sky. 2 rounds of breath right here. And then we're going to come back into our seated staff pose, bringing our shoulders over our hips. Inhale, exhale, forward fold with a flat back. 2 rounds of breath. We're going to do this one more time. So we're going to come up, plant your hands, coming into that reverse plank. Taking 2 breaths here. Lowering our hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold with a flat back. Really pushing your heart through. Beautiful job. Now we're going to go ahead and come up and we're going to make our way into fish. If you'd like to use a block to assist you, you can. You're going to put the block right behind you. You can use 2 blocks. You can use one that's going to go right between your shoulder blades, or one for your head, or you can just use the one black block here, or you can use no blocks. You're going to come to your palms of your hands, really pushing down. Start to bend your elbows, and as you bend your elbows, push your heart through, wrapping your shoulders around your spine, and start to lean down. Nice little arch in our back. So we're taking this back bend, and our head, crown of our head reaches towards the mat. Remember, you can have blocks here for support. So we're opening our throat, opening our hearts right here. Taking this fish pose. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath right here. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and release down to our mat. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a good squeeze. Maybe rock and roll just a little bit. And then let's go ahead, grab behind your thighs and roll up. And then we're going to make our way into a tabletop position. So our hands are going to plant underneath our shoulders. Our knees are underneath our hips. We're pulling our belly button to our spine. Nice flat back. Head, neck, spine are in alignment here. Take 1 round of breath. And then let's go into some cat-cows. Your breath, your pace. So as we inhale, we drop our navel towards the mat, arching our back, raising our gaze. As we exhale, we tip our pelvis forward, rounding our back like a scared cat, bringing our gaze between our knees. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Let's do this about 5 or 6 times. Your own breath. we're gonna all meet back in that tabletop position. From here, we're gonna extend our left arm out as we reach our right arm back. We are in our bird dog, really pulling our navel to our spine, engaging those core muscles. Gaze is slightly in front of us. Holding here. Make sure you're breathing. And then go ahead and release. Right arm reaches out in front of us as our left arm reaches back. Engaging our core, engaging our glutes. Beautiful job. And release. Now from here, let's move our left hand slightly underneath our heart as we inhale, bring our right arm up. Exhale, plant our right hand, tuck our toes, and come into our first down dog. Go ahead and pedal that out for a moment, reaching your heels towards the mat, bending one knee at a time. And then come back in to your tabletop, bringing our right hand slightly under our heart as we inhale, our left arm comes up. Exhale, left hand plants, tuck your toes, come back into your down dog, and go ahead and pedal that out. And then let's go ahead and come back to our tabletop. From here, we're gonna take that bird dog again. Right arm out, left leg back. From here, we're gonna take 5 crunches. You can also choose to just stay here and hold your bird dog. Yogi's choice. If you're doing the crunches, let's go ahead. Inhale, exhale, crunch in. Inhale, extend. That's 1. And then on that 5th one, we're gonna extend. You can choose here to bend your left knee and reach your right arm back, taking a nice little quad stretch here. You can also stay in that bird dog, or you can come down to tabletop. If you took the quad stretch, let's go ahead and release. Go ahead and just take a moment here to reset. Maybe you go through 1 round of cat-cow. And then we're gonna extend our left hand and reach our right leg back. Now remember, yogi's choice. You can stay right here, or you can take 5 crunches with me. Inhale, exhale on that crunch. Inhale, extends. There's 1. And then you can stay here, or you can bend your right leg, reach your left arm around for that quad stretch. And then we're gonna go ahead and release, coming back into our tabletop. Toes touch, knees come to the edges of your mat, and you're gonna sit your hips back towards your heels as you stretch your hands out in front of you. Your forehead can touch the mat. We're coming into a child's pose here. We're gonna stay active, so really engage your arms, push down through your palms and all 5 fingers. Taking a few breaths right here. And from here, let's go ahead and walk our hands back, coming back into this wide-legged table. Tuck your toes, shoot your hips up. Walk your feet underneath your hips, coming back into your down dog. You can choose right here to pedal out your dog, or you can find stillness, whatever works for you. Taking a few moments here to kind of get into your down dog. And then we're all gonna find stillness in our dog. So we're really pushing the floor away from us, keeping our back flat, taking any rounding out of it. Gaze is down and back towards your toes. Beautiful job. Now from here, inhale, raise your right foot, 3-legged dog, keeping your hips square. Try not to open up here. Square off your hips. Inhale, exhale, bring your right knee to your nose, and then back to your 3-legged dog. Let's take this 2 more times. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, 3-legged dog. 1 more time. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged dog. From here, inhale, knee to nose, plant your right foot between your hands. You can always take blocks to bring the ground closer to you if you need to. From here, we're gonna ground down in our left hand and we're gonna raise our right arm up. Pushing our heart through the right side, so we're stacking our shoulders here. Strong in the back leg. If you need to, you can always drop your back knee. Beautiful job. Let's go ahead and frame our front foot again. And from here, go ahead and take a moment to just really ground yourself. And then inhale, remove your hands from the mat, bringing them to prayer at heart center. Inhale, come up to your high crescent lunge. You can keep your hands right here, or you can choose to extend them, whatever works for you. Taking a few breaths right here to center yourself. We'll all meet with our hands in prayer, and then we're gonna lean forward and turn to the right. So our left elbow hooks to that right knee, really opening up here. Shoulders stacked, elbows stacked. Nice side twist. Come back to our crescent lunge. If you wobble, that's okay. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, windmill your hands down, framing your foot. Drop your left knee, untuck your toes. Let's walk our hands back, pushing our hips back to that half split. So our right hip is tracking back, trying to keep our hips square to each other. Heel is grounding down into the mat and your toes are pointing up. Beautiful job. Taking a few more breaths right here. And then walking your hands back to frame your foot. Tuck your left toe. Pop your left knee up. Inhale, right leg comes back. Three-legged dog. Go ahead and plant your right foot so you are back in your down dog. Take one full round of breath here, and then we have to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg rises, keeping your hips square. One full round of breath, and then knee to nose. Inhale, left knee to nose. Exhale, extend. Two more times. Inhale, knee to nose. Plant your left foot between your hands. We're gonna plant our right hand down as we lift our left arm up. Shoulders stacked. Gaze can be up towards the sky or down towards your foot, whatever works for your neck, whatever feels good. And then let's go ahead and plant our hands, framing our foot. Take a moment here to get centered, to get grounded, and then bringing our hands to heart center and coming up into our crescent lunge. Remember, you can always bring your hands up if you'd like, taking a few breaths right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and inhale, extend forward, exhale, twisting to the left this time. Right elbow hooks outside your left knee. Pulling our left shoulder back over our right shoulder. And we're gonna go ahead and come back out of that. Inhale, come to our crescent, arms up. Exhale, windmill your hands down, framing your foot, dropping your right knee, and coming in to your half split on your left side. Remember, you can always use blocks to bring the ground closer to you. Now from here, I'm gonna walk our hands back to frame our foot. Ground down, pop your right knee up. Inhale, left leg comes back. Three-legged dog to down dog. Take one full round of breath right here, and then we're gonna walk our feet to the front of the mat to meet our hands. And just hang here for a moment in your ragdoll. Maybe your hands stay connected to the mat. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. You can choose to find stillness, or you can rock side to side. Wherever you are, we're all gonna meet in stillness with our hands on the mat. And then inhale and roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, finding our mountain pose. Really grounding down into the mat here. Maybe you take a moment to lift all 10 toes off the mat, and then one toe at a time on the mat. Let's do that again. Lift your toes off the mat, and then one toe at a time, back down on the mat. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms up. Let's clasp our fingers, keeping our thumbs together and our pointer fingers out. And let's just take a slight back bend here. Inhale, come back up. And now let's go to the right side and the left side. Beautiful job. Coming back into our mountain pose. Now from here, we're gonna inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, that flat back. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, walk, step, or hop back. You have the option here to drop to your knees, lower to your chest and your chin, or you can chaturanga, taking that half push up, holding, coming to the tops of your feet, and then to your up dog. And then we will all meet in a down dog position. Beautiful job. Now from in here, inhale, right leg rises, right knee to nose, plant your right foot between your hands. Take your back foot, plant it at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, come up to your warrior one. Your front knee is bent. Beautiful job. Remove your shoulders from your ears. So drop your shoulders back and down. And then let's go ahead and take the bind, bringing our hands behind us, pushing that heart forward. Beautiful job. You have the option to stay right here, or you can come to humble with me. So if you're coming to humble, keep your back flat and fold forward. And then once you get down, go ahead and round, bringing your head closer to the mat and your arms up behind you. Inhale, come back up. Now from here, let's go ahead and release the bind. Arms come up. Let's straighten our front leg and move our back foot a little closer to us. So we're keeping our hips square here. Inhale, and on the exhale, we're gonna come forward, hinging at the hips, keeping our back flat. Bringing our hands to the mat or to blocks. So you wanna keep your back flat. Gaze is out in front of you. We're in our pyramid pose. Try to take any rounding out of your back. So if that means you're using your blocks to bring the ground closer, that's what you're doing. Beautiful job. Now from here, we're gonna make our way to warrior three or standing up. So you can take the blocks and bring them just a few inches in front of your front foot. Start to shift your weight into your right leg as you lift your left leg up. You can keep your hands on the blocks for standing L, or you can bring your hands to prayer at heart center. You can choose to stay here, or you can take some Shiva squats, bending into your right leg as your left knee comes behind you, and then coming back to your warrior three. Great place for blocks. And then we will all meet in our warrior three or our standing out. Now from here, we're gonna start to make our way to the front of the mat. So we're gonna take and lean forward, bringing your left knee with you. If you need to tap down, you can, or you can bring it right through, coming into that stork pose. So your knee is even with your hip. Coming into your stork pose. Beautiful job. And then go ahead and plant your foot. You can shake it out for a minute. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna take a vinyasa. Remember, you can always just meet me in down dog. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands plant, walk, step, or hop back, knees, chest, chin to cobra, or chaturanga to our up dog, to our down dog. From here, inhale, left leg up. Left knee to nose, plant your left foot between your hands. Right foot comes to that 45-degree angle. Beautiful job. Inhale, come up to your warrior one. Make any adjustments that you need. Your hips are tracking towards the front of your mat. Your arms can be up, or you can bring them to heart center. Whatever works for you. Taking a few breaths here. We're gonna go ahead, all meet with our arms up, and then clasp our hands behind us, pushing our heart through. Remember, you have the option to stay right here. So if you're in that warrior one, your heart is pushing through, your shoulders are reaching behind you. Beautiful job. You can stay right here, or you can start to hinge forward, coming into humble warrior. Bringing your left shoulder inside your left knee. Taking a few breaths, and then go ahead and come back out of it. Beautiful job. Arms come up. Come back to heart center. And we're gonna take pyramid pose on this other side. So let's straighten your left leg. Walk your right foot a little closer. So they're about 3 feet in front of each other. Hips tracking towards the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, forward fold, but keep your back flat. So remember, grab those blocks if you need to. Gaze is out in front of us. Taking a few moments here in pyramid. And then we're gonna come into that standing L or warrior three. So if you've got your blocks, go ahead and walk them in front of you. Start to shift your weight to your left leg. Raise your right leg up. Keeping your hips square to the mat in front of you. You can keep your hands on the blocks or bring them to hands to heart center for that warrior three. You can stay in either of these positions, or you can take 3 Shiva squats with me. Bending into that left knee as your right knee touches behind it. Blocks are perfect here to help with our balance. And then we'll all meet in the standing L or warrior three. And then from here, we're gonna come into that stork pose again. So we're gonna inhale, start to rise up. Remember, you can tap your toe if you need to. And then we're gonna bring our right knee up so our knee and our hip are level. Wobbling is okay, just make sure you keep breathing here. Beautiful job. And then let's go ahead and plant our right foot next to our left. Shake it out a minute. And then we're gonna take another vinyasa. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, forward fold, hands plant, walk, stepper, hop back. Knees, chest, chin to cobra or chaturanga to up dog to down dog. Now from here, we're gonna take our right leg, raise your right leg, open it up a little bit here. So stacking our hips, okay? Keeping the weight in our arms evenly distributed. So we don't wanna dump into that left hand. Let's go ahead and square our hips again. Right knee, right elbow, 3 times. 3, 2, 1. And then plant your left foot next to your right hand. So we're in our lizard lunge here. we're just gonna take a few breaths, just like this. Keeping the back flat, nice straight line, head, neck, spine. Beautiful job. Now from here, we're gonna walk our hands to the right. Sorry, I'm trying to make it so you guys can see me. It's not easy filming this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna walk our hands to the right, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Now from here, plant your left hand under your heart. Again, this is a great place for blocks. And we're gonna raise our right arm up. And then right hand plants, left hand comes up. Left hand plants, forward fold. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center and go ahead and come back up. Now we're gonna sink into our right leg, coming into a side lunge. Ground down your left heel and point your toes up. Now start to lean to the left. Reach your left hand towards your toes and your right arm up. Breathing here. Hands back to heart center. Come on up to that side lunge. Now if you'd like, stay right here or sink in to your left or right leg. Now we're gonna make our way back to lizard from here. So we're gonna plant our hands on the mat, come back up into that wide-legged forward fold, and then walk your hands to the right. So you're back in your lizard lunge with your right leg. Beautiful job. Now from here, step your left foot to meet your right and come into your Malasana squat. Beautiful job. If you need to sit on a block, that's totally fine. Let's take a few moments right here just to breathe. And then from here, we're going to plant our hands, shoot your hips up, heel toe your feet together. Inhale, root to rise, coming to the front of our mats. So we're gonna stay true with that right leg. So our right leg steps forward as our left leg steps back. We're gonna go ahead and open up into our warrior two. So your back foot can be parallel with the mat, or you can have a slight bend in it to take any pressure off your knee. So do what works for you. Right knee is bent, arms are reached out in front of you and behind you, shoulders are over your hips. So if you feel like you're leaning forward, pull yourself back. Beautiful job. Flip your front palm and exalt. Come back into your warrior two. Now from here, we're gonna make our way into our half moon. So if you'd like, you can drag your back foot a little closer to your front foot. And then we're gonna start to lean forward, shifting our weight into our right leg. Have a block in front of you, lifting your left foot up. Left arm reaches towards the sky as your right hand is grounded to a block or towards the ground. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. No rounding in our shoulders or our back. Beautiful job. And then we're gonna go ahead and come out of this, dropping our back foot back to the mat, coming into a warrior two. Pivot and the ball of your back foot, shift forward into your crescent lunge. Now from here, windmill your hands down, back into your lizard lunge that we started with on the right. Step your right foot back. Knees, chest, chin to cobra or chaturanga, to our up dog, to our down dog. Beautiful job. We got to do that whole thing again. Left leg rises, open up your hip here. So bending your knee, left hip stacks on your right, keeping the weight evenly distributed between each hand. Don't dump into your right hand. Now let's go ahead and square our hips off again. Back to our three-legged dog. Left knee, left elbow 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Now from here, left foot plants on your left hand. You are in your lizard lunge. Let's just take a few breaths here. from here, we're gonna walk our hands to the right, coming into our wide-legged forward fold again. Your head is reaching down towards the mat. Your hands can stay under your heart. You can reach out for your ankles, your calves, your toes, the outside edges of your feet. Whatever works for you here. Just take a few breaths. And then we're gonna plant our right hand underneath our heart as we lift our left hand up. And then we're gonna replace our right hand with our left, and we're gonna lift our right arm up. Right hand meets our left. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart center in prayer, and then inhale all the way up, kind of pushing our heels back towards each other. Toes are facing forward. Now, let's sink into your left leg, coming in to that side lunge. Right heel grounds down, toes pointing up. Start to hinge towards the right. Right arm extends, left hand taps your heart, and then inhales up. Beautiful job. Take a few breaths right here. Hands back to heart center. You can stay right here, or you can really sink down into that side lunge. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Now we're gonna plant our hands, and then we're going to make our way back to our lizard lunge. Walking our hands back to the left. Now we're gonna take our right foot, bring it up to meet our right hand, sinking down to your Malasana squat. Beautiful job. Take 2 full rounds of breath right here. Inhale, stay for your exhale. On your next inhale, go ahead and push yourself up. So hips come up, heel, toe, your feet together. And then root to rise. Beautiful job. Now from here, we're gonna take warrior 2 on the left side. So keep your left foot where it is. Reach your right foot back. And then we're gonna open up here. So remember, that back foot can be parallel to the mat, or there can be a slight angle in it to help take any pressure off your knees. Extend your arms. Bring your shoulders over your hips and reach down. Bring your gaze to the front fingertips. Inhale, flip your front palm and exalt. Back to our warrior 2. Now from here, we're gonna make our way into our half moon. So remember, you can bring your front foot with you closer. Start to lean forward to your block. Raise your right leg. Shoulders stack, hips stack. If you don't have a block and you're kind of like this, right, and your shoulders aren't stacking, bring that block underneath you. Really help bring the ground closer. Let your shoulders stack. Right arm is reaching up. Right leg is kicking the wall behind you. Nice footprint on that wall. Beautiful job. And then let's go ahead, come out of this. Back to our warrior 2, strong warrior. Pivot to your back foot, coming into your crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, windmill your hands down, step back to your plank. Now, you've got the option. Go ahead and take a child's pose, or you can take one last vinyasa with me. Inhale, on your exhale, go ahead and come to that chaturanga, to your up dog, to your down dog. Now from here, let's drop to our knees, tuck your toes, and set our hips back to our heels. Coming into fire toes, just for a moment. Bringing our hands to heart center. And then from here, we're gonna walk our hands out to the front of our mat. Bring your left foot back and your right foot back. Now start to lower your hips down to the mat, bend your elbows, come into Sphinx pose. So here, kind of got these little L shapes in both of our hands. Our heart is pushing through our shoulders. So we have a slight arch in our low back, nice little back bend here. Taking a few breaths. Let's go ahead and nod our head. Yes, I'm so happy I showed up today on my mat. Let's take our head from side to side to say no. No, I will not place any unrealistic expectations on how my practice should look or feel. And then come back to center. Taking a few breaths here. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and lower down to our mat. You can make a pillow with your palms. And just take a few breaths here. Now let's extend our arms out in front of us. Our legs are out behind us. Really engage your core here. Engage your glutes. We're gonna inhale, lift our arms and legs off the mat into our Superman. Make sure you're breathing. We are not gonna hold our breath here. One more inhale and exhale, and then go ahead and release. We're gonna do that 2 more times. We're gonna take 3 rounds of breath while we're in our Superman. Your breath, your pace. Inhale, prepare, exhale. Inhale, everything comes up. If this is too much for you, you can do just your arms, or you can do just your legs. Remember, adjust the practice to fit your body and your needs. The best yogis in the room aren't the ones with the perfect balance. The best yogis in the rooms are the ones who are breathing. And then let's go ahead and come down. One more time for our Superman. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to prepare. One more time. And then exhale. Wonderful job. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and make our way to our back. So let's just go ahead and roll over. And then we did a lot of work today, so we're going to take a supported bridge. If you'd like to take a regular bridge and then go ahead and take wheel, you could do that, whatever's in your practice. That's great. So if you're going to take supported bridge with me, you're going to take your block, ground your feet to your mat, lift your hips, and put your block right on that low back area. And let's walk our shoulders underneath so they're hugging our spine. Plant your hands on the mat. So even though we're supported with this block, we're still active. We're engaging our glutes, engaging our back muscles, pushing our heart up towards the sky. Chin is slightly tucked. Gaze can be softened. You can even close your eyes here, whatever works for you. Let's take 3 rounds of breath right here. And then on your next breath, let's go ahead and remove your block. And then if you have a strap nearby or a towel, whatever you have, let's go ahead and grab that strap. Now from here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hug our knees into our chest. And maybe take a little rock side to side. We've done a lot of work today. Maybe we take some circles in one direction and then the next. And then we're gonna hug our right knee in towards our chest as we extend our left leg out. This is where our strap is gonna come in. We're going to take our strap or a towel, whatever prop you have, and we're gonna place it around the arch of our right foot and kick our right foot up towards the sky. You can really grab onto your strap here. Inhale, we're gonna pull our right foot towards us, whatever's comfortable for you. Take 3 breaths here. And then we're gonna take the strap in our right hand and let our right foot fall open to the right side, really opening up our hip. 3 breaths right here. Inhale, bringing our right foot back up. Now this time the strap goes on our left hand. Right hand grounds down to the ground and we pull our right leg over. So our hips stack. Keep your right shoulder connected to the mat. So this twist is really happening just in your hips. If you start to feel your shoulder pull off the mat, go ahead and back out of it a little bit. And you're gonna take 3 breaths right here. Your gaze can be straight to the sky. You can even turn your head to the right if you'd like, whatever works for you. On your next breath, let's go ahead and bring our foot back up to the sky. Grab each strap and pull head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. 3 breaths right here. And then let's go ahead and release. Hug your right knee in. Let's hug the left knee to meet the right. And then kick your right foot out. Extend it flat on your mat. And we have to do the same thing with our left leg. So let's take our strap, hook it around the ball of our foot, and kick our foot up. Inhale. Exhale, pull your leg closer to you. 3 breaths right here. Strap goes to your left hand, and then we're gonna extend our left foot to the left, opening up our hip right here. Taking 3 breaths. And then we're gonna go ahead and inhale, bring our left foot back up. Strap goes to the right hand this time, and left hand reaches out. Left foot stretches over the right. Remember, keep your left shoulder connected to your mat. Your palm can be facing up, or if you'd like, you can face it down. Whatever works for you. We're taking 3 breaths right here. Inhale, come back up to center. Take a strap in each hand. And then we're gonna go ahead and inhale, head, neck, shoulders off your mat. Gaze is towards your toes. Taking 3 breaths right here. Beautiful job. And then let's go ahead and release back down. Now from here, we're gonna plant our feet on the mat. Our knees are pointed towards the sky, and stretch your arms out to a T. And let's just take a minute to windshield wiper our legs back and forth. And then come back to center. From here, we're gonna do legs up the wall. So we're gonna inhale, bring our legs up so our feet are planted on the wall. You can also take a block if you'd like, put it underneath like your supported bridge, right? So we're bringing the floor a little closer. And then you can take legs up the wall this way, really grounding down, planting the palms of your hands, okay? You can stay right here, or you can come to shoulder stand. If you're gonna come to shoulder stand, you wanna support your low back and lift your hips completely off the mat. Your legs are straight up. Toes can be pointed or flexed. Now from here, you can stay right here, or you can come into plow where you're bringing your feet behind you. If you are in plow, make sure that your gaze stays between your knees. You do not want to move your head side to side and look around the room. Really make sure you're protecting your neck here. Let's take 3 breaths in whatever posture you're in, and then we're all gonna meet down on with our backs flat on the mat, coming into a happy baby pose. And then we're gonna go ahead, if you're in plow, slowly come out of it. If you've got that block there for support, go ahead and plant your feet first. Remove your block. Back, hips, feet, everything's connected to the mat. Then go ahead and bring your knees close to your armpits, and you can grab the outside edges of your feet and come into your happy baby. If you have any other poses that you would like to take before we settle into Shavasana, go ahead and do so now. If you're in your happy baby or whatever pose you chose to take, let's go ahead and find stillness, and then slowly release out of that. Extend your legs onto your mat. Connect your body to the mat. Your palms can be up to receive, or you can place your palms facing down just to help ground you a little bit more before you start or end your day. And just start to settle into your breath, letting your body melt into the mat. Unfurrow your brow. Unclench your jaw. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your shoulders, your hips, your heels sink into your mat, and just breathe. When it's time, I'll call you back. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, go ahead and do so. You can turn off this video or ignore my breath, my voice. If you're ready to come out, start wiggling your toes, rolling your ankles, wiggling your fingers, and rolling your wrists. Roll to whatever side feels good to you, and just take a moment placing your hand on the ground, connecting to Mother Earth. One full cycle of breath before you push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Hands come to heart center. I'd like to thank you for joining me for today's yoga practice. May you think only happy thoughts. May you speak only kind words. And may your hearts be filled with love. I hope you have the most beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.